Hey, welcome to Quarantine with Nicole and
Robyn. How are you guys? Hopefully you are sheltering in place and not getting too stir crazy.
It's week 4.
Yep, it's week 4. We've made it through a month. So
hey, cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers.
What are you drinking?
I have the Spur.
Ooh, that's such a fave.
It is a fave. It is a fave.
This is my quarantini. I'll be sharing this. Reggie will share this recipe.
Yeah, your quarantini.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we cannot wait to start. We have some fun stuff today. And we always start with the kids because they always make us laugh and they're so creative. Now that we're home, I'm really realizing these guys are creative. The things they're coming up with. So we want to start first with our segment called It's No Joke.
Ooh, all right. Okay. All right. So are we going to have this kickoff? We have a lot of creativity happening in both of our homes right now. We have, Robyn, you have younger kids. I have a little bit older kids. So we wanted to share something with you guys that, all ages could enjoy and do. So why don't you guys kick it off for us with Luca?
Yeah, so we were thinking about things to do, and I have Luca, my middle one. I'm going to turn this. We're going to show what he worked on.
Hey, Luca.
Or my oldest, not my middle. My oldest one. Sorry. I don't know who's who these days, guys.
It's all a blur.
But he likes art especially and likes to be creative, but we can't go anywhere. Obviously we're not going anywhere to Target or Michael's or anything to grab stuff. So we decided to find some boxes that from all the deliveries that we're getting. So he found a box and all the kids started to make some dioramas and they could have chosen any theme. So for Luca, he's lately, since we've been home, has been into what kind of Legos? Batman Legos. So
they have the most merch.
Oh. So I don't know if you can see this well. Let me shift my light. Sorry, guys. So he took all his Batman Legos, and this was an old box from Costco, and he's working on turning it into a diorama. So he put up his little Batman symbol, and he's going to work on, I don't know, what else, what other details are you thinking about adding in here?
I'm going to take all the Batman merchandise, $88.
You're gonna all the Batman Legos.
So it's gonna be like one part showcasing like the Batman theme, and then are you turning this into a store, Luca?
Are you selling these items?
I wish. I kind of want to keep them.
Yeah, he wants to keep them. So he's gonna work on. He wants to hang some stuff and keep working on the backdrop. And Scarlett, actually Landon made one too, but we don't have it in front of us. But Scarlett, you can get yours. Scarlett started hers. Hers is like a wild animal zoo thing.
It's very Tiger King-esque.
Yeah, so she's got all the animals that we dug up from the toy room. And
hey, is that Carol Baskin on the ground there?
It might be Carol back in there. And I just printed this out for her. She wants to color that. And then Landon did an army diorama. So anyway, yours is, I think, in the office. So
you guys you're making good uses of the boxes. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you letting those boxes sit on your front porch for 3 days before making the diorama?
So sometimes they sit, other times I just open them outside and then I, take out the insides and Clorox them and bring them in because sometimes it's food. But Target, I've been ordering some items from, and they come like in multiple small boxes. So they've been perfect for the diorama. Oh yeah, Landon will show his really fast. His is a work in progress too, but he started a little army diorama at night. So he put in his black.
I love that black background.
But it was just a goldfish box from Costco. So, this took them a good couple hours. So it was kind of, didn't cost us any money. They all chose their subjects and they had fun with it. So
that's so great.
Just an at-home tip art project for you.
Yeah, there you go. I love it.
All right, Emi, what have you been up to?
Yeah, what have you been up to? So Emi's 14. She's graduating or promoting herself from 8th grade here, we hope soon. And so Emi, like every teen is pretty much on their phone all the time, right? We've I have to say, I'm gonna admit it here. Am I giving you many rules about being on on the phone? Like, am
Uh-huh.
I cutting your hours or anything? So I'm like, I
I've
know
been
I'm the
working out.
I know I'm the opposite of you, Robyn, in that. And but I will say they're pretty good at like monitoring like how many hours. And Emi just said she's working out every day. She's using an app on her phone.
Yeah.
So speaking of the phone, she's been so creative. She keeps coming down, and I kept thinking that she was ordering these iPhone cases without me knowing on Amazon, but she's been creating them. So tell us what you're doing.
Okay, so I made this one.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
So what you do is you get a clear case.
So you have
You just
one.
have to have a clear case.
You have to have a clear case.
And then you search up like any picture, like if you like a
Can I just show your clear case?
if you like a certain like what are they called, iPhone cases?
Yeah.
You can make it. So what you do is I already printed this one out. So there's that. And then what I do is I cut it out to like kind of the shape of my phone. And then I put it.
So there's some math involved here. One, you need to know, relatively kind of what size your phone is. Then if you print the pattern that you like, she's just Googling things and finding them online, and then finds.
And then like that. And then before I use like a mechanical pencil, but I put the lead inside because like I tried cutting it out the first time and it didn't work out.
Because she's trying to cut the camera hole.
Yeah, that's a great. I love that. That's cute.
Or I use a toothpick.
So she uses a toothpick.
And I checked and it doesn't scratch. So
Toothpicks or mechanical pencils is what she's been like
Really?
outlining it.
I
And
want
then-
one, Emi.
Right? And there's butterflies. She's done like all different patterns. Like she had a dragon one yesterday.
Well, Emi, you're
and-
gonna design your own.
Look at
on
that.
a piece of paper. You could even do
Cute.
that. I know, that is so cute. These are
And then,
good gifts for your friends too.
Yeah, right?
Because the case we got from Amazon from Prime and it was like $5.
Score.
Wow.
You could make as
Worth
many.
it.
You have a
That's
case
worth it.
every
I sent
day.
the business.
I know. Hey, good job. High
Yeah,
five.
you could do Christmas. That's cute. I like
Yeah.
that.
You literally could have one for all the time. High five, Landon. Great job on your diorama. I love the dark night in the background. I love that you guys are getting creative over there. I'm excited. I'm proud of these kids having a little fun with their creativity, right?
Yeah, that is one thing we've had more time for, which is nice. And Landon just wanted to let you know that he has a canker sore and it's bothering him. So
Evan has one too.
yeah, those are tough. Those are
Yeah.
tough. Thank you for
What's
sharing.
that from? Is that too much sugar? Too much citrus? I don't know.
Citrus, we went through a ton of oranges, huh? I bet that's why you got
I think
it.
that, yeah.
All
So
right,
obviously we took a break this week from having the kids tell their expert jokes.
Yes.
And we let them have a little fun with their creativity. But if you're doing a fun art project with your kids, or you've got a funny joke that you want us to have our kids tell us, message us at robyn@lovelivermore.com or nicole@lovelivermore.com, and we'll have the kids tell the joke here, or we will try out your art project. Right?
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun. So,
So next up, we've
Good.
got some tips that are really meaningful, I think, to us as moms and just business owners and people being quarantined in general. We've got the daily do.
So our daily do, yeah. I got a lot of those. One thing I struggled with over the last few weeks was trying to find the right spot and organization for 3 kids doing homeschooling.
Wow.
At this age, I'm still pretty involved in making sure they're in the right spot, on the right screen, and the right login.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was we actually just brought in a card table that we had in the garage that was kind of small, and we put it in the corner of our living room,
Mhm.
and that is where they store all of their things. So for the rest of the day, when homeschooling is over, it's clean. Everything's back on that table and it's out of our hair.
Oh, that's smart.
So that's one suggestion. If you don't have a card table, you can, use your own table or find your own little nook on how that works. But for me, it just gave me a little less anxiety when I'd walk in the door and find clutters of 4th grade, 3rd grade, and kindergarten stuff on multiple surfaces. The other thing I would say, so I would be like to create like a true area of school stuff. Then when it is time to actually do work, I learned that I had to separate them because there was a lot of silliness going on. Even though it would be nice to have everyone at the same table, it's really not realistic. So two of them, probably my younger ones that are needier, are at the same table, and then my oldest, that's a little bit more self-sufficient, can be kind of pushed into the next room, and they can reach out to me if they need help, or I'm kind of bustling around.
Because he can be a little more independent.
Yeah, and can get to the websites he needs to and those sorts of things. And then one thing I found out real quick with distance learning is everyone needs their own set of headphones. So I had a couple sets. One was kind of going bad. One wasn't working that great. So I ordered a few new sets on Amazon and just got them. So it's peaceful and silent as everyone's doing their learning. And that's been a lot easier for me. And then lastly, I would say something I've learned is just having realistic expectations on this is not really going to mimic a school day at school.
Yeah.
So remember, a good rule of thumb is taking your kid's age and doubling it. And that is truly what their attention span should fall around. So Landon is 8. That means there's really about 16 minutes of instruction. And that's probably explicit instruction from an adult. But I mean, so say 20 minutes for him to sit and work on a math assignment. And then maybe you give some sort of brain break, or maybe you extend it. Maybe it's 30 minutes and we all get up and we go outside and do PE. We come back and do another 30. Great. So I noticed the first week my kids were getting super burned out, and I was just kind of like trying to get through it all in the mornings so we could have our afternoons. But it's been a little bit more helpful backing off on that and recognizing, okay, probably 30 minutes is our max here. My kindergartner obviously is, I'm not like, enslaving her. She's in and out and bustling around. But the other two, that has really helped me. Even 15-minute little brain breaks and then coming back. So those would be my tips for as we all prepare for Monday when spring break is over. I know things are going to get a little bit more regimented and serious from the school district. So we're all mentally preparing for that.
Well, awesome. I love.
What about you, Nicole? I know your kids are older.
Yeah, they're older. It looks a little bit different. I love the card table idea of organizing that space. And that's really what we wanted to focus on this week with our daily do is, giving you guys some tips that help to improve your daily routine, and also the spaces that help make your routine flow. So Robyn gave you some ideas for your homeschool. I'm gonna, as you probably know, I have older kids and we are a very active family. So being active is important for us, and having a space that we could all be active in. And sometimes we all want to be active at the same time, or there's two of us that want to be active at the same time. So I have a few tips for making a dedicated and organized space in your house to be active. That could be in your house if you have a spare bedroom. We do not have a spare bedroom. Our spare bedroom is our office, and my husband is working in there. So we either have to utilize like the dining room or the living room, or for example, the garage or the backyard. The backyard, it's I was actually going to film from the backyard today because it's warming up. It's getting there. It's coming. But we're pretty lucky. We have a dedicated space in our garage. So I would say a lot of people, store a lot of stuff in their garage. So, I actually park my car in the garage. So we have half of our garage dedicated to an area that we can call it the gym. And so if you do have things like weights, or maybe you have a yoga mat or some stretching equipment, resistance bands, cardio equipment, I would suggest organizing that in that section of your garage by what you're doing. So you have a dedicated cardio area, and I'm talking about like that could be the size of like a person laying down. It does not have to be a huge area, but a cardio section, a weights or strength section, and then a stretching area. And then you could actually have more than one person out in your garage utilizing the space. Sometimes we have our whole family out there. Just recently, actually earlier today, we had Reggie, my husband, my 16-year-old Evan, and myself with watching an iPad with a virtual trainer. So we were all working out together. So, it's great if you have some things. You don't need a lot of things to work out and have that dedicated space with. just so that you know, I have a few things that you might actually already have in case you don't have any equipment, but you are feeling like you need to be active. So if you don't have weights, you can use water bottles. Yeah, water bottles, you know. You can use water bottles. You could use cans. You know, I'm not talking about your tuna cans, Robyn. Although tuna cans would be really good for, you know, a resistance band. And these are great. You can find these a 5 set of resistance band on Amazon. And paper plates. Yes, paper plates. These are great like furniture sliders. So if you wanted to do some sliding with your hands while you're in plank.
I'm sorry, where were you a week ago when I couldn't find paper plates and I used Minnie Mouse from Scarlett's bedroom and I was doing like these lateral lunges.
Yes.
With my foot, but it worked.
Yeah.
I like the paper plate idea better though.
The paper plates are great. I demoed that. I've been doing shelter in strength with my neighbors every Wednesday out front. And I've been giving them some workout tips all together. Everyone's just doing it in their driveway. We're social distancing, but not everybody has, you know, weights or things around the house. So I'm just mostly doing things with body weight. I do love this thing though. Mm-hmm. It's not a wheel.
And you know what, for people with younger kids like me, my husband's home, but he's working in our spare bedroom and we can't disrupt him, his door's shut. So it's me trying to keep all the kids downstairs. And one thing that helped was just me sitting down with them and setting some parameters. Like, this is my hour. Mm-hmm. I don't care. You can go be on a screen. You can go play quietly, but don't disrupt me. I get to have an hour. And they've been pretty good about respecting that. So
I call that a timeout at my house for mommy. And I lock my door and I go and mom takes a timeout and I take a bath.
There you go.
Timeout.
There you go.
So back to the gym. The organization doesn't take a lot of items. You can really work out and do a great, like, you know, high intensity HIIT workout or strength workout even with very little items. There's lots of apps and we've shared some of those. But as far as the space goes, is you don't need a lot of space. You just want to be organized. If you have like a Bluetooth speaker, bring that out there. So you have your music bumping or something you're listening to. Maybe mount your iPad or your phone on a wall. We have a mounted TV out there. So we use that. So, you know, it doesn't take a lot of items. You just want to have that dedicated space so that everyone can feel like that's the gym. So when I check in, I'm going to my gym right now, leave mom be, or, you know, if the kids are out there, I let them focus on their gym time so that they have it. You know, these are pretty basic tips. We actually, Robyn and I have, we've got a gal, don't we? We've got a MacGyver of spaces, if you will. So we thought that you guys might want some tips for not only just, you know, organizing your homeschool, your home office, a gym space, maybe making your master bedroom more of a retreat. Mm-hmm. Maybe making your family room space more welcoming to game night or whatever. So Robyn and I are going to be hosting a webinar with our MacGyver interior designer, Lauren Fuller, and she's going to give us all these great ideas, right, Robyn?
Yeah, and Lauren's a great person to talk to because she has school-age kids, so she's in the same boat as everybody else, and she's had to get really creative with the spaces in her home. And I keep seeing these things that she's doing that she'll post on social media, and I'll think, oh, well, that's genius. How did I not think of that? So she'll be a great first guest for our first webinar, and we'll make sure that we give you guys the information. You can sign up.
Actually, you can sign up right now. Look down below. You can go to lovelivermore.com/webinar and grab a spot for the webinar that's coming up, and you'll get all these great tips. Yeah. All right, speaking of great tips and hunky dudes, hunky husbands.
We weren't speaking of hunky dudes, but we'll bring them in. House husband time, house husband time.
Here's to that. So this is our segment where we highlight the talents, the many talents, and honor the men in our lives that are working from home and are working with us, having to deal with us. And they are talented, aren't they, Robyn?
Yeah, I'm waiting. Mine's standing here staring at me like, how many cues do you need here? Do you want
Sit down, Mark. Sit down.
Yeah, we're ready. We have Mark joining us, and I gotta say, I'm sorry, let me let you in the shot here. Jeez. The Jeopardy, everybody's digging the Jeopardy.
Yeah.
We've gotten some great messages about it because who doesn't like trivia and Jeopardy? It's fun.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
I don't.
We finally stumped Mark last week with this question. If I can
say the question.
Or did my children run away with it? Which also could have happened.
So I know the answer.
Let me see where my. Okay, so basically,
It's a 14 letter word for a satellite doing a complete
rotation.
Rotation, yes.
Which takes the same amount of time that it takes Earth to rotate once.
That's right.
That was the question. And he got stumped last week, but did you end up getting it?
What is it?
No, well.
Do you have a guess before we give the answer?
Well, I looked it up.
Oh, you looked it up. Okay,
Yeah,
full disclosure. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so what'd you get?
It's geosynchronous.
That is?
Geosynchronous.
That's right. It's stumped us all. Stumped us all.
Actually, what you guys should do is ask if anybody of your 10,000 followers have ever used that term or heard that term ever. If they have,
No.
We do live by a few labs. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be.
You never know.
Well, I think this week we're gonna lay off the science for you. Now, I will tell you, back in the day, 5th grade to be exact, I was the state capitol champion of my classroom. When the teacher would like grill you on like the capital of every state, you know, and then I loved them so much that I did my science project with a light bulb and some paper clips. And I had like, you had to pick the right state and capital. It was bad. It was a bad obsession. So with that obsession, we're going to give you a state
Thanks for
capital.
coming clean with that. That's good.
I'm here. Hold on.
I feel like that was a deep confession.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, though. That was
Yeah.
terrible.
Last week we learned that you barely passed astronomy, so
Astronomy.
I thought I would come
That's
clean
good.
about something odd and totally random today too.
That's very true. You did very well.
So this question for you, Mark, is: are you ready?
Sure.
All right. We all know how good Americans are at geography. The state capital. This state capital lies at the farthest end of Puget Sound. Come on.
Puget Sound. So it's Washington State. That's Olympia, Washington.
And
I haven't.
What is Olympia, Washington?
All right, so Mark,
So
go ahead.
No, I mean, we clearly found another talent of yours. You're historian. You've got the geography down. You got 50%.
I got gaseous planet.
You did get some science last week. You did. You got a 50-50. So this week we're gonna put the group on. We're gonna put them on the spot, right, Robyn?
Okay. So you're going to ask a question to the group.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's this?
I have it written down right here. So here's the question for the viewers from Mark.
Okay.
Okay. What is?
He can't read. I mean, he knows a lot, but he's illiterate.
He can't read. What is a colorful term for a misleading clue in a murder mystery?
Maybe repeat that a little more smoothly with some.
What is a colorful term for a misleading clue in a murder mystery?
Okay, so
Type it in the comments, people.
if you've got it,
I have no idea.
Do you know?
I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Your
Well, no,
viewers got
don't say it. I'm asking if you think you know.
Yeah, you can tell us next week. You can tell us the answer next week when we announce who was the first person to get it right in the comments.
There we go.
All right.
As always for your.
And with that,
Is that it?
my
No.
my quarantini is empty.
Yes,
So-
tell us about the quarantini. This is
Oh.
House Hubby Reggie's
Hello.
turn.
Hey.
There's
He's got
Reggie
a
drinking his local. He's got his.
She did bring a chair this week.
I did.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
Oh, it's like a
cool.
little stool back there.
Yeah, nice.
Wow.
I'm
How
feeling
was that?
good.
He's feeling
Yeah.
official.
Part of the crew.
You know what would make me feel official is if I had a drink with everyone else.
All right. So what are we calling this drink today?
We're calling it the
The
quarantini.
quarantine.
So Reggie has it prepared over
Quarantini.
here. Has some of my favorite things in it. You can use vodka or gin. I ran out of gin. Normally I would have this one with gin. Hendrick's
Yeah,
gin.
we didn't order enough.
We didn't order enough. You know how that goes. Bevmo. They do deliver. But this one I think you used vodka with, right?
Yeah, so we used 2 ounces of vodka. We used a half ounce of simple syrup. We used 3/4 ounce of fresh squeezed lime today because we got some from
Fresh.
Rusty.
Yeah, we got our order from Hop Divines. We had
Thank you.
fresh produce today.
Nice.
and the bitters, Agnestura, I think that's how you pronounce it, something close to that.
Yeah, some bitters. Just call
2
it bitters.
dashes, just two
Dash.
little
It's all in the wrist. Dash.
dash. Shake it up. And actually today we put a little bit of mint. We put about 8 leaves in there.
I feel like mint is like your signature. Like
I
you
like
kind of.
mint.
I'm
I
obsessed
do.
with mint. I will admit, I am the person that orders like a million of those Ghirardelli chocolates that are mint filled, you know?
For
You
sure.
like mint too,
Yes.
Robyn, though.
Yeah.
So why don't you
I
take
do. That's why I'm like. I think that's why I like all of Reggie's drinks. Is he always has a mint in there.
mint? It's refreshing.
Mm.
Yeah, it is.
It
Good
is
job.
so refreshing. I feel like it's just like, it's crisp, it's spring, you
It's
know.
good. So if you guys do need to get the bitters too, you can get them on Amazon. Actually, I checked before the show. They're on
Okay.
there.
And I like the color. It's very like Easter-esque, you know?
Bitters on Amazon.
Bitters
Yeah,
on
Amazon.
Amazon.
I mean, these days that's kind of how I live my life. Can we get it
Yeah.
on Amazon? Yeah.
It was like Christmas out front today. There was a box from Target, a box from Amazon, UPS delivered,
I know.
and my Hop Divine produce and meats. It was crazy.
Big day.
Big day. A lot of disinfecting going on.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, we hear you. You know, I actually did groceries at the ale house today, and
How'd that go?
it was good. It was maybe a 20-minute wait
Mm-hmm.
in our car. Nobody gets out. They have a great system, totally organized. You
Mhm.
pull up, they've already got your order, or they're trying to quickly fill it, and they don't even touch my car other than I popped my trunk. He stuck it in, and I was out of there. Yeah, so we just got some basic produce stuff, but that was the first time we tried it, and I was impressed. But the guy in front of me had a bunch of Maui Wowie, and so then I was thinking, geez, they should have revised our order.
That's what I have right here.
Yeah, so it was you
Wow.
can get your Altamont there and everything. So they actually had a big wine list too, but I
Yeah.
just got produce, and so we're set. But it was great. I
You
love.
ordered wine the other day.
I
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
I got 2 bottles. I got a bottle of Darcy Kent and a bottle from Three Steves with my Hop Divine order. I think that's the one super cool aspect about ordering groceries locally here is we've got all these great breweries and wineries and
Yeah.
great partner. They all partner with each other and they work together so well that we can get all these great things
Yeah.
and support local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
to that. Cheers, Mark.
Mark, good to see
Cheers.
you. All right. I guess
Mark's
it's going
on.
to take these episodes for us to get together, but until next
Yeah, I
time.
know.
All right.
All right.
Sure.
Bye.
Mark's
Come
on deck.
come up with your next drink.
Okay.
All right. Good
Bye,
job.
guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right. So now we're on to.
We're on to local love, man. There's no lack thereof of love going around.
And this week we have some meaty content.
Yeah,
Kicking
no
off-
pun intended.
No pun intended or intended. Kicking off first with who? Who do we have?
Well, we've got some local love here. And of course, first up, we've got an interview with Rusty and Michelle Skinner. They quickly, they transformed their business. They're feeding us and they adjusted quickly. So let's talk to them.
Hey guys, we're so excited to be Zooming with Rusty and Michelle of Rusty's Bar and Grill and Hop Divine. And Nicole and I were so taken with how quickly they were able to pivot their day-to-day business to meet the needs of everybody that's sheltering in place. And they've really stood out to us as a role model for the businesses that are downtown. And we're so happy we've been able to kind of support them as they've supported our community. So welcome you guys to our show. And I know Nicole's burning with some questions over there.
Oh my gosh, we can't wait to hear from you. You know, I want to personally thank you. My fridge wants to thank you. My family wants to thank you for feeding us. It's almost like you guys anticipated the need that was going to become apparent. You adapted incredibly quickly. I mean, not only in our own community, but across the nation. And now you're servicing a pain point that we're all feeling at home. And that's, how do we feed our families? So, you know, explain to us like how you were able to adapt so quickly, guys.
For me, we went to the grocery store and we were trying to get food for ourselves, and it was like, man, you can't get anything here. And the lines were so long, and it was like people were fighting each other for stuff. And then we were back at our restaurant after we laid everybody off and we closed the doors, and we were looking in the fridge and we were like, man, we have a lot of food in here, which gave me the idea to call my meat vendor, Del Monte Meats, and then CL Produce, and asked them, I said, hey, would you guys be willing to try to tackle this idea? And we kind of all looked at each other like,
let's figure it out.
I don't know, like this might work, it might not work. And it just exploded.
Yeah.
Well, you answered a need that everyone's staring at each other. I'm trying to get on Instacart and order things. That's a mess. No one wants to go to the grocery store. They're trying to abide by the regulations. So you, at the right moment, came up with this idea. And what I also appreciate is not only have you come up with an idea to help feed people through groceries and meals, but you've also taken the appropriate safety steps, that things like going to pick up food from you, for example, you're distancing people. Can you speak to some of the other things that you've been doing to ensure your safety, but also people that are trying to support you?
I mean, we're kind of in the same boat with you guys. We're not getting any information from anybody. All of our leaders, it's real hard to get a hold of anybody right now. And it's, you know, things are changing. We're finding out stuff from Facebook like you guys are. We're finding out stuff from the news. But because Hop Divine was such a law enforcement friendly establishment, we got a call from UBB, which was United by Blue, to help feed all these first responders. And I noticed when I was going into all these police departments, county, the OES, San Francisco, all these places, I started noticing the same trend of they were always taking my temperature. They were always giving me hand sanitizer. I was always handed a pair of gloves. Everybody was wearing masks, safety glasses. And I started noticing this trend, and I was like,
why aren't we doing
that?
Yeah.
If the county and these, you know, federal agencies are doing this, why are we doing this? Because us as the restaurants, we are still having contact and interaction with, you know, hundreds of people a day. And we have
streamlined,
which we don't know who these people are. We don't know where they've been. We don't know if they're sick. We don't know anything about these people. And when we started doing this grocery idea, we had people coming from Sacramento, San Jose, Morgan Hill. We had 1,200 people show up. And so we were trying to wrap our head around everything. And after we got the first one under our belt, I was like, all right, we have to watch out for ourselves. Because if we get sick, then we can't help anybody. So
let's back up for a second and talk about how you guys pivoted and what you're offering now, because that's important. You were 2 full-blown amazing restaurants here in town, and you've completely changed your offering. And now we can go and we can get fresh meat and fresh produce from you guys. Every week we're ordering and picking up. So how does this work?
So
go ahead.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
So you can log on to hopdivine.net. And on there, we have an online ordering tab. You can get, we've probably got 15 plus different meat box options, ribs, tri-tip chicken, seafood, basically anything that you need. This is restaurant quality food that
This
we
is
were
what
buying.
serve.
This is the stuff
Yeah.
that we as restaurants serve.
Mhm.
We also have a produce tab in there. And as people start asking for more stuff, we keep expanding the options. We're just trying to give the essentials of what people need. I don't really want to turn into a grocery store, but
Yeah,
it's
it's a
slowly
lot.
turning into that. And then we also noticed it was like the one biggest complaint was everybody is now at home. Overnight, they've all become a homeschool teacher, and you're also cooking 3 meals a day. So we kind of came up with this idea of doing these pre-made meals to take off the pressure of cooking 3 times a day. So we came up with these pre-made meals.
Less dishes.
Less dishes, it's a little bit easier, and that has absolutely exploded.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys. I mean, from someone who's actually ordering and you know, Robyn and I are ordering from you guys, it really has been a weight off of our shoulders to worry. You know, we've been worried about where we're going to get our food from. And like Robyn said, you know, Instacart and Safeway and all these places are just, they can't meet the demand right now. And for us, I think it feels really good to be able to support our local business owners, to support our local businesses. And we are just amazed by your ingenuity and your creativity and your ability to adapt so quickly that we can still reach out and support you guys. All right. I love those guys. But you know, so much is going on, and we had the opportunity to catch up with the mayor, right, Robyn?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, Rusty and Michelle were so creative in how they so quickly jumped on readjusting their business. It was really great talking to them, but also great talking to Mayor Marchand, who was kind of filling us in on all the things he's been up to during this shelter in place. Why don't we take a listen?
Hit it.
Hey, everybody. We're so excited to be Zooming this week with Mayor Marchand. So Mayor John Marchand, thank you for joining us. We can't wait to pick your brain and learn about the things you've been doing. I know you've been sheltering in place, but also very, very busy.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Well, it's funny. I was thinking the last time I was on a Love Livermore episode with you folks, I believe we were dancing at the Livermore Dance Studio.
Well, that we did do that. But you know what's crazy is you were with us at our Love Livermore party at Altamont, I think a week before the shelter, maybe 2 weeks before the shelter in place went into effect.
Yeah.
So that's the last time I saw you. Yeah.
Before the election. That was a great event.
Before the
Great
election.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
So how has life as you know it changed for you?
It's actually gotten busier, if you can believe it. As the mayor, I represent the city on 28 other boards and commissions, and all that work's continuing. You may know that we've had 3 city council meetings that are remote. The interesting thing is in order to make it work, there has to be 1 live person at City Hall, and everybody else is remote. So I'm the live one at City Hall. All that feed comes in. So all the council members, they're all coming in by remote, but we still need to get this work done.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday afternoon, I had a meeting by Zoom going over the agenda for this coming Monday. And we've got resolutions supporting the moratorium for no evictions, and also waiving any interest, fees, or penalties on payments that are being made to the city. One thing I think was very exciting was that Dublin Mayor Dave Halbert and I, along with the Alameda County Mayor's Conference, were able to convince the Alameda County Public Health Department to release the COVID-19 data. All the other counties were releasing the city-specific data, but they weren't. So people really wanted to know what the numbers were in Livermore.
Yes.
I was actually going to ask you that. You know, I did see that release. Today was the first day I got to see actual numbers broken down by city. It was, you know, up until now it was more county based. So where are you sending people if they come to you with questions on the most recent updates regarding the COVID? You know, whether it's rules and restrictions, and then where do we go to find these numbers as well?
Okay, you can go to the city website.
Okay.
Most of my life on Nextdoor, trying to get information out there. I've written 2 letters to the community. The city council members have also written letters, but it's getting the information out. So you can go to the city website,
Okay.
citylivermore.net. You can go on to Nextdoor. There's a lot of information there. We've posted this COVID data on on Nextdoor and also on the city website. Actually, to show you the dedication from the city, I was on the city site and also on Nextdoor last night about 11 o'clock at night. And I found that the link that the county had used had been changed. The county changed the link, so it was no longer working. So I sent an email to Stephanie Egidio, one of our assistants at the City Hall, and that was at 11 o'clock. At 10 minutes after 11, she had corrected the link.
That's
wow.
awesome.
At,
That's really
at 11 o'clock last night, we've got our staff that are still working. So I think that's something that's important for people to understand is that, see, it's all
never
still,
stops. Yeah, you guys are not stopping. You're 24/7 support, right?
but people need to understand that regardless, we have people working 24/7 in the city. Our public safety officers, our police and fire are still on the job 24/7, protecting themselves and protecting this community. Clean, safe drinking water will continue to flow from your taps. The wastewater will continue to be treated to protect our environment. So all of these things are, Public Works is still out there working to maintain the streets, the roads, and the infrastructure. So all of these things are continuing to happen. And you can take comfort in the fact that the city continues to operate. We've got our, as I said, our first responders are out there continuing to protect this community.
Well, and we've been really impressed with just even how downtown businesses have been pivoting the way they do business. Obviously, everyone's doors are closed, but in terms of, drive up grocery ordering, I know the community and people I'm talking to, the number one thing on everyone's mind is, where am I getting my groceries from? Because we're trying to abide by our shelter in place. So just a nod to our downtown businesses. And I don't know if you've been able to participate in some way, and the things that they're doing are so creative.
Yeah, well, I think that so Livermore Downtown Inc. has a website where they show how businesses are pivoting. I know that Hop Divine and the First Street Ale House, they become grocery stores.
Yeah.
But you go to the Livermore Downtown Inc. website and find out what the restaurants have. I know that I've still been doing takeout, and you can buy gift cards as well.
Yeah.
That helps get the businesses through these very difficult times. There's tremendous support from the community. Again, I'm so impressed with the folks on Nextdoor, because people are saying that if there are neighbors out there that are in need, if they need someone to get the groceries for them, if you need hand sanitizer, or toilet paper, people are willing to share the stocks that they have. And this community stepping up to help one another, I find so gratifying. But that's what Livermore is. It goes back to our DNA and Robert Livermore, who is known for his kindness and his generosity. And that continues to live in the DNA of our community to this day.
All right, it's time for the Rusty Bros. Rusty Bros in the house.
They are. This little Westie, and it doesn't come up on video, but he laid down in a chalk project we worked on. So this guy's got chalk all over his body. We need to give him a little bath. But we got a fun video for you guys.
We sure do. These two, they're so cute. We love them.
I know.
Love you.
They're keeping us sane.
Let's roll that tape in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh my gosh, did you guys love that or what?
Hey, brother.
That was so cute.
So cute.
We can never get enough of our furry friends and our pets, right?
Yo, buddy.
I
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in with us today. We know that, well, you have a lot of choices, but not really. And we are really glad that you choose us and check in with us. And we, you know, we're here for you if you have any suggestions for us. But the goal, as always, is to be positive, shed a little bit of perspective on the situation, and cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Oh, P.S. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? You could be binge watching this, right? Is this your favorite show, Scar?
How do you end on a YouTube channel? What do you say?
Really nothing.
Subscribe now. Yeah.
Subscribe now.